but the way they came out of that locker room, and the Lakers really made it an embarrassing night for the Heat. Let's see what kind of resolve and fight they have going forward, albeit with maybe a limited roster, and they already a team that doesn't have a lot of great depth. So it's not looking good right now for Eric Spoelstra and the Heat.
Clearly not. And obviously, we'll wait and get full reports on Adebayo and Dragic and on Jimmy Butler after Game 1.
It really does. It feels like watching the game last night and then watching highlights that it's over. And I'm not saying it's over, but it just, when they came out and you have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope making threes, you have Danny Green making threes, they played outside in, they busted up the team from the outside, and then that's when AD and LeBron started moving. You know, I sat there and watched it. I was like, this doesn't feel like it's a game. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a series. And now, if Goran Dragic can't play, look, he was one of their best players against the Celtics. And now you don't have Bam Adebayo. They attacked him last night multiple times. He got in foul trouble. If it's just Jimmy Butler, this is not a series.
I will say this. I mean, it's a make-or-miss league. So you're pointing out the Lakers had open looks, and they knocked down threes all night long. Those shots don't go in Game 2. Maybe it's a different story.
But it was also the way they were defending, though. Duncan Robinson couldn't get a look. Tyler Hero looked rushed. They had the size. They really executed defensively as well.
You opened your show today, KJZ, they do right across the hall here, with a really interesting thought about an opportunity the league maybe had with everyone here in this bubble and didn't take advantage of.
I just wish that the league would have had a playoff series where they just ranked the best teams 1 through 16, regardless of East or West, and just let them play. When I look at the East, Milwaukee, okay, they're good. Giannis is good. Toronto, okay, they're good. But I don't think anybody would have had a team from the East beating either the Lakers or the Clippers. I thought the best teams were in the West, and I think they missed an opportune time just to seed them 1 through 16, and I think it would have been a completely different scenario. I don't think we would have had a blown out in the championship game.
We talked about it when they were coming back, and one of the factors that the reason that they've never done that in the past is reseed the entire playoffs is because of travel considerations. And that obviously isn't a consideration when they're all here in the bubble. So Timmy Legler, let's talk about this like the Heat are going to come back and bring a fight to Game 2. What do they need to do in Game 2 to make this into the series that last night didn't give you the impression it was going to be?
Well, you know, it's been an interesting ride here for the Heat in the postseason because they're a team that plays a ton of zone defense in the regular season more than any team in the league. They didn't play it much in the first 2 rounds. I almost think Eric Spoelstra was holding on to that so it wasn't going to be scouted as much. You saw it a ton in the Boston series very effectively. I don't know how you play this Lakers team without playing zone, and that's with everybody healthy. I just think it's the smart way to play them when you're that thin up front and you've really only got one guy to offer resistance at the rim. You've got to protect Bam Adebayo from foul trouble, and you've got to make sure there are as many bodies in front of LeBron and AD as possible. And if the Lakers are going to make three-point shots, then you probably don't deserve to be on the floor with them because they're better than every team in the league by a mile if they shoot the ball the way they did in the first half last night. But you're going to have to do a better job of taking something away, and I think at least the zone can make their stars play in a crowd a little bit more effectively.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.